Hey everyone, welcome to the third part of my game asset creation series, where we will do the UV unwrapping like pretty quickly and then jump into Substance Painter to bake our mesh maps and then do some beautiful textures for our old rusty pair of scissors. So let's start. It's very easy for this kind of stuff. It's very easy. Let's apply scale everywhere. Let's select everything. We have the face orientation on, so that's good. We don't really need any color ID stuff, like it's totally fine. The cork will have to have the scissors material though, so they're all in the same texture. And oh no, that's high poly. No, it doesn't matter. Export. Good. Scissors underscore high. I always use FBX and only export the mesh. I don't know if there's like a better way, because the FBX exporter in Blender is kind of slow for high poly models. This is not nearly enough high poly, still kind of slow, but if you have like the character, for example, it had 11 million polygons or something, you have to wait a minute to save. That's like not very nice. Okay, now first off, let's do the material. That's where it goes. And then change into the material tab. We don't need the ref anymore, so I just put this into an own little collection so I can delete it. Yeah, unwrapping, like it's not rocket science. It's just like you mark the seams, you look out for basically if it's a sharp corner, or if it's like over 90 degrees, or if it's supposed to be a sharp corner, you do a seam there. And if you can, like for example, the scissors will mostly hang this way, of course, so you can see the detail of this. So you can hide the seam a little bit of the cork, for example, like this. Do a quick test unwrap. Looks good. I don't go overboard with like squaring that kind of stuff, because like you can do it with text tools. Text tools is a free add-on, but you have to, like, it's not in Blender. You have to download it. Just search for text tools. But if you have something like this, it sometimes like gets confused with a rectify like this, right? Otherwise, it works quite well with this kind of stuff. Sometimes if you have like 10 times the same object and you rectify it, every object has like some weird different kind of scale, which is funny, but otherwise it's cool. Okay, for this item, we don't super care about textile density, because it's a hero prop, right? It should look as beautiful as it can be, but of course it's a small item, so we won't use like a 4K map in game probably. It's like maybe 2K max, but let's see how it looks in engine and everything. Yeah, let's hide that because we unwrapped it. For the next parts I'm gonna use the material. You can, in text tools, you can just add a new material with a checker map, but because I already have this in the scene, I will just quickly go ahead and do the image texture in here, but maybe it deleted it already because I didn't use it and closed down Blender. How could I? Good, then you just press this key 2 times if you want the cool looking colorful one, and now it's in the game again, not in the game, in the system, so just search for scissors, not backup. Why backup? I'm confused. Isn't this okay? Now it's called backup scissors. I don't know why. Maybe because I changed the material. Yeah, there is the checkers. And the good thing about this texture is it's like 2K, right? So if we go to the UV editing and we see, it's still metallic. If we unwrap this, you can really see like the resolution of the item. So let's go ahead and create our seams. This is so to make it like a really sharp corner. We'll do the seam here as well. That way the texture and everything should look fine. And then, yeah, just like the 90-degree rule, and or not like 90, more like 60-degree or something. I think we could make it one piece, but I don't think it's necessary. Just go ahead and create a seam here, and then let's do it like this. Right, let me check. Yeah, this is again there's like a lip here. So let's just do it like this. This is connected, so it should work. If we unwrap this a little bit like a cube, so this, and this should unwrap fine. Then we're gonna have this one. Of course, this is our seam for the handle. Okay, let's And now I think we will cut the handle right here and then on the other end here make it like always the side that you see the least, but let's be honest, we use triplanar projection anyway. Okay, I have not so much time anymore, but let's finish the unwrapping of this piece first. For you it will not be a big difference. Now of course we don't go here, that's stupid. We go here. That's a nice edge where we can hide. Yeah, that should work. It's okay. Okay, now we have, what is the, I think this should be the underside. And then of course this guy, this, and this should do the trick. Oh, what are we supposed to do with that? I just like cut it in half. I think is the best way. Not the best way, the best way would be, no, maybe do it like this, not like this. Of course, this edge we don't need. Okay, that should be the scissors. Like you can like always test in between. I hope I did not make a mistake, but probably. Oh yeah, see the back side here. So small. I have to get rid of the notifications. Okay, I think now it should work. This is not connected to anything, so that needs to be okay. Maybe this works, otherwise I just like doing all the edges by itself. Okay, let's see. Boop. Now we show the material and we can see the projection is good enough. There is some stretching here. We could actually do maybe another seam here and then a cut from this one to this one or something. Or like maybe from this one to this one. Looks very Nice. The metallic checker map is kind of funny. Okay. Okay, it's a new day for me now. I had my morning coffee and I'm ready to resume. So, where were we? Okay. Unwrapping the second part of the scissors, which is not a big difference to the first part. This should work, but I think this is gonna distort if we do it like this. And now this. Oh, like this. What am I doing? Like this? Yeah. That works, I think. And then this. No, this should be one piece. Like sometimes I try to unwrap the things like a perfect cube or some paper craft stuff or something. But like you're pretty safe with just having the single parts. The packing of the UVs is a little bit annoying, but I honestly think like you should learn it, of course, but if you have it, like if it just takes time for you, not really thinking a lot, then just buy an add-on that does it for you. It works pretty often. Yeah, I think that's better. Like, you know, we could like do this and then it could like open up. Yeah, we can do that. Then we don't have a seam here. I think it will be not a big difference actually. But let's do it. Let's do it anyway. Okay. That way we can actually see what we're doing. The blade is very important to have it not distorted or anything, so let's do that. Is this? Yeah, this is working here. Yep. Just have it. Do we have the blade by itself? I have to check the other one. Maybe not. Okay, like this, like this. Like only the cutting edge, right? That's what I mean. How's the cutting edge here? Now I just folded over and it worked, yeah. It did not distort. Where is it? This? Yeah, that works. We got this weird situation here, but I think we don't have any overlap. So that's cool. Okay. Hide that again. Okay. Then we this we can put in here. So just like flaps open like this, yeah. This got way more easier than when I first learned 3D. Like the automatic unwrapping in Blender, we like to complain about it, but try 3ds Max 2013. I was a little bit lazy here, but now if we have to change it, we have to change it in the high poly as well. And like I said, the forging will work for another kind of asset, like a sci-fi highly machined piece of machinery. We of course would need to put in more time, but we actually will show the game in April, like I said, so we're on a other side kind of schedule. You cannot wishlist the game yet as of recording of this video, but the functionality will come. And if you guys could do that, then that'd be really cool. Sometimes you just have to like visualize the unwrapping in your head. And if that is not enough, then you can oh my god, that's so wonky. It takes time that you can do that, of course. Okay, maybe it works, maybe I forgot something. Looks good. This, yeah, it worked. Looks a little bit weird, but it works. This is the part, this is that part. This does not look very undistorted. So let's see, what is this? This is the upper part. This is this. Oh, yeah. We need to connect that somewhere. Yeah, with that probably. The good thing about Substance Painter, and I think the other things as well, they do a lot of for you. Like back in my days, we had like to really plan out the seams, and then because you textured in Photoshop, right? So matching the color between the seams and everything was really hard, especially if you used like photo textures and everything. Like Substance Painter made everything so much easier. I was so hyped when installing it for the first time. What is this? Oh my god. How did that happen? Oh, it just... Okay. We don't want that. The other way around. I just took that, right? Yeah. That is crazy what I did here, so let's go down here maybe. That looks a little bit more clean. Yeah. So we don't have weird corners. Like, I don't want this tutorial to be longer. It's not really a tutorial, right? It's a work through, but longer than it has to be. This like kind of bothers me, but I tell myself that it's the smithing the smithing thing. I hope it somehow looks awesome at the end. So we, like, if you don't know, we have 3 single objects, and we want all of them to have the same texture. So we just assign all the same material to every one of them. We go to material preview so we can see that. And then if you like select all of them, go into edit mode, you can just select all the different parts and pack them. This is not a tutorial for game dev, like the basic modeling and everything, right? We have like Andrew Price for that. We have other people who can explain that better than me. So I'm just gonna use an add-on. I think it's worth every penny. It's the UV Packmaster engine, and it works quite well normally. If we assign the scale, it should work. Let's try that again. Yeah. Sometimes you want to like rotate your islands as close as that they all point in the same direction. Oh, this side is still cut in 2. So let's fix that real quick. I just have to unwrap it again. Okay. Now. And there's another thing. If you have like long straight edges, it's always better to align them to the pixels, like horizontal or vertically, because the normal map will look way smoother. Like, this is a curved edge, so actually we could like flatten it out, and then but then it gets distorted, and I think this will be okay. But yeah, let's see. So put everything again in here, then I just put the back edge, right? And in this case it's the front edge. That's good. This one has to be that way, and that's the other side of the scissors. That's cool. Then we have the cork, which is not very important to have it the perfect alignment, like I showed you a few minutes ago for you, but yesterday for me, that you have like the rectifier, but it breaks the stuff. You can do it by hand, like do this and then align auto, but I think it's not worth it for cork. Cork does not have to be like perfect. If you have, for example, in a weapon, you have around the silencer, you have like some kind of grip material or something that's highly geometric, then of course that's way better, because the same reason for the normals, that the normals bake. These parts of the scissors, again, we will use a lot of triplanar mapping in Substance Painter, so this will not be so important, but you can try to rectify it as well. Especially in this case, no, does not work at all. Is this still connected? Is this the other one? No, this, yeah, that's the one with the, we don't want that. Let's do the same thing here. Yeah. See, this is, because it's connected, like it gets distorted real bad if you like compare it to these. So unwrap that again, select everything and pack that again. And if you now think about, you would have to do that every time you make a change like that. That's already worth the add-on, in my opinion. Okay, this is the, oh, this is an overlap, right? I forgot to, yeah. And again, change. And if you would have packed the thing, that would suck for you. This one. This edge still needs to be unwrapped. Seam. And unwrapped. Yeah, now we have the same things. Go back. So like this, like this. Now, okay. And now I'm gonna disable rotation in the packing add-on. Now we lose a little bit of texture density probably, but the blades and everything are the height that they're supposed to be. And you can see, like, the add-on is not perfect. Like, you could like, I think you could pack this a little bit better, but the time it takes is, in my opinion, not worth it. Let's put those the same thing. You could like pack the cork stuff all together, and but you really don't have to anymore. So I'm quite often don't want to do it. Okay. Alright, I did it. Now, you can always think about, like, we have some free space here. Free space on a texture map is always wasteful, but you have to think about what we can do with that. Like, could we do some cool more design stuff and everything to fit it in here? Like, for now, because we need to have it ready for the presentation, I will not do this, but I know there is space here, and maybe like I put some strings around here with some like bone pearls, or like, I don't know, some design stuff, and we can put this easily in here. Okay, so now we need to do something that we don't really have to do a lot anymore, and that's explode the model so we can, like, it's not for baking this time, but so we can see in Substance Painter every part of the scissors. So scissors too high, scissors too low, select them both and move them to the side. And it's always nice to just do it with like a value you can remember. Like, what's 0.1? Yeah. This is plus 0.1 and the cork low and cork high is minus 0.1. Yeah. So now we can, when we're in Substance Painter, we can nicely see every part of the blades and everything. They don't overlap. We can, like, I saw in the reference, I think I can just pull it over now in OBS. In the reference you can see like there's some rust build up here where the blade normally sits. So we can think about maybe somehow you cannot just like import an animation or something in Substance Painter. That would be so useful. Just have it like two states. And I don't want to bother with like vertex paint or something now. No, we're just gonna eyeball it. Okay. And then for Substance Painter, we export everything by itself, like the all low poly versions and all high poly versions. For Marmoset Toolbag, which has like a, I think all in all it's a better baker than Substance Painter, but Substance Painter, the word normals or something, like some of the maps they don't work well with Substance Painter, and I really like to texture in Substance Painter, not in Marmoset. So I always do it like this, like, except something really doesn't want to bake, then I do this in Marmoset Toolbag. But they made some improvements, right? Like, it's crazy that Adobe bought a software and it still got better. Never happened before. Okay, scissors. We already exported a high version because that was wrong. Because we were greedy. So go for the low. And then high poly, select everything. This should not be a problem, right? With a, no. This is high. Okay. Okay, in the next part we see each other in Substance Painter. I think we did everything. Thanks for watching and see you then. Hey, so we are in Substance Painter now. So let's go File New. Always, if you know what engine you're making it for and everything, like there should be a preset here. So I'm pretty new to Unreal Engine stuff. I used to work only in Unity for that, but I think Unreal Engine 4 will be like the same. than Unreal Engine 5, right? And I normally like to work in 4K, but it can get really heavy. And this is a small asset, so I think we're gonna be safe with 2K. Like if we look at Blender, our resolution is like really enough in 2K. This looks good. So yeah. And I hope Unreal Engine is DirectX. It changed to that, right? So this is another work stuff. Ignore that. We go to the Filonsana sub, and then we open the scissors. We don't want auto unwrap. There is sadly not a good add-on for auto unwraps, and if there is, I don't know it. Okay, cool. The scissors are in our scene. We only have one material. Always check that. Sometimes you forget, and then you have to like merge it at the end and everything. Like that sucks. I have to see if my settings. No. So you can like you just have to download it there, and Google it. There is a Unreal Engine color space you can download for Substance Painter. To activate that, you need to go to post effects, tone mapping, put this to LOG, and then go down here to activate color profile. You download it, put it in and then just drag and drop it into Substance Painter. Like you drag and drop everything else, and in the small window where it says like how do you want to process this, like as a texture, just take LOG and then, or color LUT, not LOG. Yeah, and then we can do like the ACES Unreal Engine 4. And now everything looks weird because I think, down here the tone mapping is ACES as well, and then it's just like, I think it's just a double ACES or something that it does normally. I don't know. It kind of looks weird if you have this enabled, so I put this into linear. Yeah, this is like not enough contrast and everything. This looks weird. And for the beginning, I always use the, what's it called? Tomoko Studio, because it's not very colorful, so you can really see the colors of the object you are making. There are the other studios as well, right? The Studio White Soft is especially good for colors, but I like the Tomoko 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 Studio. Yeah, let's bake. We go to this symbol up here. We choose our scissors high. They should load on really quick because they're only like beveled, so there shouldn't be like any problem importing them. We can try to play with that until there is nothing red anymore. Probably like the small stuff here. No, works. There's a small bit. Yeah. The max rear distance, I have no idea when that ever becomes something else than the default value. Maybe with like really thin objects or something, but I don't know. And we already exploded the item, so we don't really need the mesh by mesh name. That's why we called the items exactly the same instead of the ending underscore low underscore high. If they would overlap, we can make sure that the baker only bakes the item itself. Like, they don't bake the normals of this side of the scissors on this side of the scissors, and then as soon as they move, everything looks totally stupid because the shadows stay the same and the normals that are baked in, like, yeah. But we had to explode it anyway so we can see the blades. I hope that makes sense. I'm fairly confident that the bake will not be a problem. This is not a very complicated item to bake. If I have like a whole character, I always go for 512 at the beginning. Just bake it real quick to see like, oh, there's some problems. Then you have to change. Maybe you have to export, import again the whole item. So yeah, but I think we can be very confident that this will not be necessary. So let's just go full out anti-aliasing. I always put on 16, like 64 is overkill, even though I have a good system, but like we're still on a time constraint here. So just bake it down. Check if the bake looks alright. And I think, like, check the areas that make the most difference, like this. This looks good. These edges look good. Yeah, I think we can work with that. Okay, so I have not planned anything. Like, I don't have like the perfect plan right now. So we're just gonna start. We have our reference on the other screen if you have one. Otherwise, I think like you need a second screen for 3D work. But I don't know if you can, like, yeah, you can make pure ref like really small, right, and put it up in a corner or something. Be always on top. But yeah, let's not do that. Let's see. I worked in my last job, I worked like this really fast way out to do interesting edge normals. Let's see if I remember. You have to go to the texture settings, set the normal mixing to replace. First, nothing changes. You make a new folder for the normals, and in there you put a fill layer, call it edge normals, press Alt and left click on one of those to only have those. And now we look for our baked normal map. Just search for scissors. You can always say like your assets or something. Project, yeah, probably project. You take the normal map, put it in here, and go into normal and put that to be normal as well. So now it should be no difference. Yeah, but we can actually like change the normals now. That's why we put in the replace instead of combine. If we put combine, if we would put in a new normal in here it would always show like this edge as well. And we don't want that. We want to distort the edges. So go on here, get a filter, and go into the slope blur. Tile a lot, not too much, like this. And I think this is, yeah, blur should be enough. Intensity, turn that down. It's like a little bit like in Substance Designer. We would do the same thing to make edges more, distort edges. And it always already looks like we spent an hour in sculpting mode, like chipping up this edge. It already looks way more forged, old. We can, if this is like a little bit too harsh, we can like blur it a little bit. Yeah. You can do like custom image and everything, but I think the normal slope blur works quite well. Let's go for maybe a little bit smaller, a little bit less intensity, so just go for this. Now we need a little bit more, I think. Should be bigger. So it reads from further away. The edges still look a little bit weird in Substance Painter, but I think they work way better in another renderer. I think that's cool. We could not do this on the cork, but it looks okay, so we don't bother. Like we could just like use a white mask now, and then the paint layer, and then fill this with black, and then it does not have that effect. I don't know. Looks okay, I think. Looks better, I think. So let's not do that. We don't need any mask. And that's the normals. It depends on the object, but I'm most of the time I would do the height and the color separately, but like this is just a rusted pair of scissors, so we just do 2 folders. There are good smart materials that are a very good start to the for the texturing. My philosophy is always the 70-30 approach, like you do 70% with generators and 30% with hand-drawn details, and that always looks way better than just doing generator work, which like I'm from that field, so I have a little bit of a bias towards that, but I can always see that instantly in a game or like in a mod or something when people just used a generator, because that makes the difference between a believable object and just some weird, yeah, generative textures that look not real at all. Let's go for the metal and the cork. If you have a lot of different kind of materials in the scene, I would recommend doing the approach in Blender where you like paint them in, then you have an ID map or something, or just if it's like different objects, it's pretty easy to just use masks and then selection layer and then just put them both in. To make it more visible, you can change, like do some quick material in there, just change that back to base color, and then here again, selection, now you know which side is which. But for this small thing, it's not really necessary. Just put this in here, scissors, 0.01. Always save. Like you should have saved right after creating the project. I'm very bad at that. I'm a bad boy. Okay, let's go. I really like the forged iron start. This always gives me a very, very good base to work off. Like we could go for doing everything by hand, but I think let's see what he does. Like this, for an item that you find like what just lies on a desk when you search for something else and you don't even like need to take it with you, this is enough. Like this already looks really good, but let's take it to the next level for an hero prop. With the smart materials, I always go from the bottom. So we have the base item. We see, okay, there's already a lot of texture in the base item. Probably in this one, which is the roughness. Yeah, maybe call it roughness. I always have like the abbreviation rough and then var for variation, if it like changes the roughness. And we can play a little bit with the tiling to make it, yeah, let's do 5 tiling. And if you already see like this does not look like the especially here, I think we will see it that the seams are visible, then it's already triplanar projection, that's why we don't see the, yeah, you can change it to triplanar projection, but it's already in here. Like when I first started Substance Painter, I struggled really with the smart materials to customize them because I didn't know whether the whole like I just wanted to change the scale of the whole smart material, and just like it didn't let me, because you have to go like in every small thing, like you go on stains and see only this, and like wait, why does the tiling not work? Why is it not working? That's why, it's because it's in the mask. So we want more stains. How do we do that? change the tiling here, probably with these levels. Yeah, this texture kind of sucks for the stains we want, but we can work with this for now. Now, dirt. Dirt, very, very important. But I don't like this dirt texture. If you left click on your mask, you can see only the mask. And the mask builder is really weird as well. Like to understand at the beginning, I think. Like for example, if you just like want to change the texture and everything, like it was at the beginning, was really weird. This is a generator for mask builder, so we need to have I think the grunge. Yeah. We don't have a custom grunge. This is like the base grunge, or what? See, this is like the legacy version. Probably use custom grunge. Yeah. We want custom grunge 1, and then there's this dirt 4. I think would work a little bit better for this kind of like right now I would say we do the big parts. Where is it? I have in my head that it should say texture like in the other mask builder. Let me change the scale a little bit too. Okay, the rest we will do here. Still have to go back there. I think we go this extreme, but we will turn back the opacity. But it's like a little bit too much contrast, I think. So it's, yeah, maybe go like this. I think it's cool for now. The Tomoko Studio has like really cool light for shiny objects, I think. This looks really awesome. But not the best to... I should have like turned the object around maybe. Oh, we have to do some custom heights actually. So let's go create a height folder. Now we do the thing I said at the beginning, where we don't cut a hole into this and like do other connection and everything. Instead, we just no, we already have. This is like hinge hole. I don't know. Let's go only height for now, and then let's see, is there like a ring brush? No, right? But that's no problem. We just do the normal brush. Sometimes I use the color to like visualize it more at the beginning. We go take a black mask. Have to do this, of course, and then paint. Now we could have, like, this is now a little bit awkward because of the position of the hole. That would have been easier if the scissors are together, but let's say it's here, probably. Does that work? Like, it should work, right? Just do it like this, and then you could do some anchor points and shenanigans and everything, but just make this smaller. It's like very thick, so no. First only blur, then levels, oops, that was not very efficient. Oh, that's too much. Okay, and then maybe do a blow, that like the slope blur as well at the end to make it look broken as well. Or not broken, but like not perfect, like this. Maybe we could go for a bevel before that. I don't know if this works, and the scale bevels are always like a little bit weird. Nah, I think even the smallest bevel does some weird stuff. But that's okay, I think. It will not make a big difference. Let's see how it looks. Yeah. This, and then the height, put it back. Yeah, like this, right? It's not rocket science. Now if we go into the smart material, we could use this new height to generate dirt maps and everything. But I always wait to the very end because this like tanks your performance inside of Substance Painter. It's crazy. So let's go for the next layer, which is surface details. I didn't see any change. Is it it's a height. Yeah, that's cool. That's good enough. Okay, I like the scale actually of this. We will do an extra pass on the handle because you can see here it's way more visible on the handle, and here of course it's like barely visible, like this. So, but that's the custom stuff, right? We are still going through the generators. So now we have the edges. Looks fine in my opinion. Looks like the edges, they always make the piece, I think, with metal. And now you can see really our like distorted normals. They really work now. If they're like nice and shiny. Again, we can use the and we will at the end use our normals we created for the metal edge wear generator. You can do like a micro normal and then you put in your anchor point. We will do that, no problem. And they always put in a sharpen at the end. I don't know. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put a sharpen at the end, but let's put it outside of the thing and then on top of the folder. And that's a good base. Like, we didn't have to change a lot. I don't know if I like this. I think it's a little bit too much. Just change the roughness a little bit more. Yeah, like this. That is basically the underlying metal, like this. We will do more dirt, more than rust on top. We will do the scratches, which I think very important for scissors, like the directional scratches, this scratches, and of course the whole material here, the roughness. So let's not waste time. Let's go into, we will do this at the height, in the height folder, and we put in a new fill, call it rough metal structure or something, I don't know. I'm always bad with naming stuff. Now we see, we look at the thing and we think about what grunge texture would come close to this kind of structure. Like, do I have a more close-up? Yeah, here. Probably some kind of Perlin noise, or I could try the clouds, but I think this will not be the best. That's too fine. Maybe we can actually do two. So one small one like this. It looks kind of cool. Put this into a folder. And then we can like use a mask to paint it that it's not here. This, and then we copy that, call it big, and let's see what else. This is like classic Perlin noise situation or Gaussian. Gaussian noise. Let's try that. This is like huge right now. Yeah. Go for the triplanar projection. And yeah, that looks good. Like not this exactly, but this is the right approach, I think. Can change the scale a little bit in here, so like this, and then of course we need to first, I think I just put in a second Gaussian noise, but way bigger. Triplanar, like this. Put this on multiply, so we have some more variation. And then, like not 100% multiply, but no, not like this. This one. Maybe 75%. And then, like, in the height, change the overall situation. I think this comes very close to our goal. We could actually do another one of those, but change the contrast and the balance quite a lot, that we only have like these kind of dips. Change the rotation or something of this, so it's not totally the same. Maybe the scale a little bit more. And use those as holes. Let's maybe use my most favorite filter of them all, slope blur. Always makes stuff cool. Like this, divider 10 maybe. Like this. Like only look for this right now. This we will paint out in about 20 seconds. Okay. In here it looks cool as well, I think. On this part. The knob. And the underside we can't see because the light is shitty. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. That, let's call this holes. It's not really holes, but English. Maybe change the contrast even more and the balance, like it's not that much. Maybe less contrast, less balance. I only want a few, don't want them everywhere. Like this is too less. Too less? Oh, this is not much. Then we go in here, put in a white mask, put in a paint layer, call it SEL for selection. Then just because it's single islands, you can just use it like this. I think everything should be, yeah, perfect. And actually we want this here a little bit, so create a second paint layer and call this sanded, I don't know, sanded selection. I only want the half, so we go for this, change it to like 50% or something. Yeah. Add these flat surfaces. I think. Nice. So we had some more detail on one side, which I said we can just do in the texture afterwards. No, I did it already. Okay. That is our handle and other material. That looks cool. Next step, we gonna do the scratches on the blade. I don't know if we need to do those in the hide actually. Yeah, let's do it in the hide. New folder, metal scratches. Again, what texture should we use? So I think because those are very, like, there are not a lot, right? I want like this and these maybe. So I have a few custom textures which are just from like a scratched metal door. Everything I just like made a picture, make a photo, put it in Photoshop, did all the lines nice and horizontal, and then just like change the contrast and everything, so we have a nice texture, alpha texture. So let's go for first, like, make it a little bit too much. Again with a red, so we see what we do. Add a paint layer, and then use the projection. Yeah, projection. And into the grayscale we put our scratch texture, and now I can like look at my reference. Okay, this is on the blade side of things. I should have put the sides both in the same direction. Well, you never learn enough. Okay, let's go for this one. I like this one the most actually. I use this a lot for my armor mod, the Ukrainian service rifle. We need less opacity. Then how do you rotate it again? It's yeah, just rotate the camera like this. And just like, especially at the blade edge, do some custom edges as well. Some scratches like here. Here we can only do like some like this. This is a very important thing to achieve photorealism, to use photo textures for this kind of stuff, because like there's so much detail in here. You cannot just like copy that. And this looks way too much right now. We will tune down the strength of this quite significantly. Like this. Maybe here's some. On this nice flat surface we can do some scratches like this. Maybe a little bit less still. Always think about how the object was used, and then you can try to like make this clear. For example, if this has to be like adjusted a lot of times, there have to be like scratches around it, because they used like tools to tear it off or something. So yeah, like this, and then oh, I went too far with the scratches here. It's no problem. Okay. Paint in black as well. I can actually do the line here. Where is it? Like this? Probably. Okay, nobody will see this part. Now I think we need to change our no, that was wrong. Where is it? This one. We need to change our light because we cannot see anything. Yeah. So this is the other side. So let's do nice scratches here as well. And damage. This is like the working by hand I was talking about. Do this after the generators and everyone thinks you did this for the whole model, but it's not the case. You just did it 30% of the time. This maybe. And here again, like I really love this edge, like this I use a lot in all of my work. No, like this. And we will use this as well for sharp, like brighter edges and everything. I show you how with anchor points. Okay. I think let's do one against the grain, so yeah. Look what a difference this HDRI makes. Okay, we tune back the height a lot right now. Like not a lot, but we, oh yeah, it's a lot. This one I have to change a little bit. I think this is too extreme. Just paint over it with on the right. Oh, it's 100% opacity, that's too much. Again, like for this stuff, you don't need a graphics tablet. Like, I think it's totally okay to not use a graphics tablet. Okay, because the other lines, they looked good with more visibility. Normally I would like do this on a single layer, so I always like to work as non-destructively as possible. Yeah, like this. And now we can add with the right click, add an anchor point in here, and that just means it saves the texture underneath, like the mask we did. So if we go now into our Iron Forged Old, go into the scratch layer, we can just add a fill, go into anchor points, choose our metal scratches mask, pump up this contrast a little bit more, and then just set it to screen. And now they're part of the overall edges, like they're in the base color as well, right? Like this. And now we can even think about going a little bit back on the height. Yeah, and put out the color. It didn't really show up, but let's not go there yet. Yeah. Like if we put this, like turn this off now, it's still visible, but like let's do it a little bit. Okay. I like this. Not this side. This side looks stupid, but it's because of the light. It's very, very soft light. Let's go back to our studio. Yes, look at this. Beautiful. Okay. That is a pair of scissors that we're taking care of. In the next part, we will dirty those scissors up. They will be rusty and they will be bloody because it's for a horror game. Thank you for watching. Hi, and welcome to this series where we create a AAA hero prop asset. Like, it's not for a AAA game, but it's the quality of a AAA game, I hope. We are in, I don't know which part I will cut this. I'm new to this stuff, but we are finished with the base texturing of these scissors. Now we will weather them and do some more hand-painted details. Mostly we used generators for now, just some small edges. Okay, so we probably want to, you could like every time create a new rust material or something, but the one that is in Substance Painter is good enough. I think it's a little bit like, it's very thick rust, like you would see on a shipwreck or something, but if you use it sparingly, it should work. So let's put this underneath the edges, I would say. Perfect, we're finished. No, no, actually, hide that for now. We want this blackened old dirt material for now. So let's do this. Yeah, just create a fill layer. I just called blackened dirt actually. This in here. Now it looks tactical. It's a tactical scissors now. Color, roughness as well. Make it like a little bit rougher than the underlying, but not like totally like this. Yeah, that should work. I think we don't need a lot of variation. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Create a mask. I think I thought about this. Maybe we could go for a dirt texture. No. Dirt 1, it's not. Dirt 3, maybe. But nah. Also not. This is not the right one. Let's see. Dirt 4. What is dirt 4? Yeah, this is more like it. Maybe 2. Go for a triplanar projection, like most of the time. I go for that one. Yeah, I think that's a good first layer. Then we could go for my all-time favorite grunge map, which is Grunge Dirt Muddy. Love this one. I use it every time. Triplanar selection. Oh no, in the character I did not use it. I have to use it somewhere. Got something like this. Maybe just change the visibility. Let's see how this looks on the model right now. This is not enough. We want more contrast, so we could do this a few ways. We could change the contrast here, maybe the balance. Yeah, that already looks like what I want. Like maybe we put this at the end. We put some height on this as well, but I'm very careful with this because sometimes it just looks like shit in the engine at the end. Could be use some contrast here as well. Yeah. Little bit more contrast, not so much. Yeah. And I think this could go into the direction of Rust. So maybe just like this more. Let's go for maybe 80. Right now this will be everywhere, but we will control it a little bit with hand painting. I like this. This more, go into the roughness, check if the roughness is still like a big contrast, which it is not anymore. So go a little bit more. It's a lot more, right? Yeah, I want that. Like roughness variation, I think, is the most important part in texturing. It just looks so awesome. Like look at this edge here. Good stuff. Okay, now we hand paint some detail. Change this to multiply. Now you can like block out some of the texture. Like again, I have a graphics tablet, but it's like one with screen, and I don't know the screen capture thing. I think I can only record in HD then, so we will do it by hand right now with the mouse. The results are not perfect, but like I used it a lot in my days, so I painted like whole digital 2D art stuff with mouse because I did not have the money for a tablet back then. Go for like 25% opacity, and then you just like click a lot, and then it should work as well. It looks hand painted, but it's mouse painted, not hand painted. Again, look at the reference. I think I want even more contrast so we can see the hand painted detail more. Yeah, something like this. Change the stroke opacity maybe a little bit more, depends on the brush you use. Looks kind of like this in the reference. At the edge, especially at these edges, it's like blocked out. I don't know why, but just if you like overpaint the sides with less stroke opacity, like you basically create gradients. They're not as clean as you can do with pen pressure, but it's okay. It's an old item. Let's go for the same kind of thing here. This is the cutting edge, so this should be like very subdued on the dirt, because I think it overlaps until here or something. I don't know if you can hear my mouse, but click a lot. Then you can create like this kind of painterly look. Again, this is the cutting edge on this side, so just block it out completely first with a few layers and then go even crazier here. And maybe I just like guesstimate right now where the blade should be. This one was again only like in the middle a little bit dirty. And we can we always work as non-destructively as possible, so if we don't like it, we can just use white again and then, yeah, it paints it back. Like this, for example, around here, we want dirt, right? This is where dirt accumulates. This is where we will paint it by hand even more than this, so can actually go for this we call block out. Let's save real quick. I think I forgot that already. And then do another one. Just call it custom paint and put this one into screen. Maybe use dirt splash for this. And this is like really thick accumulated dirt like this. Maybe not 100% opacity. We have to see how it looks in texture. Yeah, 100% I think is fine. Just paint with a mouse. You get used to it. I think it's not very good for your wrists, but you get used to it. Everywhere where dirt likes to accumulate. I know there are the generators, but I don't think the generators are a very good thing to do, because especially for dirt, because it takes every edge or every nook and cranny. It puts dirt inside and it's, I don't know, it looks fake. You always have to think about where dirt accumulates. Like here, for example, there will be like a lot of dirt. You probably will never see this kind of stuff, but like you can see it doesn't take very long to just paint some dirt there, and if someone sees it, they can see, oh, this guy gave a fuck. Now we have this thing still to work with. So put some dirt in here. Just go back and forth between painting white, painting black in the mask to make it look more organic. Did I do this one else? Yeah, I think. Okay. This one we still need. Around here, that blue cork. Yeah. And then of course inside of like this stuff here, like this will be like a pain in the ass to clean, and like she's a monster, like she won't clean this at all. It's literally a monster. Okay, I think that looks cool. Looks way more custom made than just like painting it, just using generators or something. Like this edge was a little bit too clean, even though it's quite clean actually in the reference, but you always have to think about how like looks for you. Okay, like this, maybe put in here some. That's too much. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now we got the dirt. Let's try adding height. Like really little amount of height, like this. Does it help? Oh yes. Oh yes, okay. Yeah, this looks really good with the height. Looks even older. It's like some kind of oxidation before rust is there or something, I think. So that works quite well. Okay, now we got the rust. Let's change the UV projection to triplanar. Let's do the tiling. Like, I don't know, 5, and go in here, and like by default, like the whole materials, they have insane height ranges every time. I don't know why. So just like go down to 0.5 or something. That should like work. I think it's always a little bit too saturated, the rust. So I go down a little bit, more like this. Like, our game is a horror game, so we don't want shiny bright colors anywhere actually. except it's blood. Not even that, like black blood looks always worse, like more disgusting, I mean. Okay. Right now we can really see the edges, and this edge, I think it's actually from the projection, but it's like very, very perfect. So let's go in here as well and put in a custom paint layer. And maybe change this up a little bit. So for scratches you can go. Like this edge looks generated as fuck. So go around your object and maybe look for those. Now that you have that nice of a contrast. This looks okay, this one looks generated. Like again, it's not rocket science, just like see, like this looks like a, like actually paint was there and it chipped off or something. Like that's way too uniform. Like paint this away. On the edge it's okay. I wanna see the, but I have to. Okay. See, like this is all the generated corners, and you see them so often in games. Like they only use those, and it's like it shows so much. Like even my painted textures here, they could use some love. Like this. Just every stroke you do with the mouse, save that one, makes a difference. Like it makes it look more hand painted because it is more hand painted. That's a trick, to make it look more hand painted. But like in a positive way, hand painted, not like in a this looks totally fake kind of hand painted way. Like this, for example, or there's some texture distortion, we don't want that. I think I could use some. Oh god, now I started with this. But that's like how damaged edges work. They are not very uniform. They're just sometimes there's a little bit chip. There's a little bit of a chip. This is like extreme, like this looks weird. Okay, let's keep up the pace a little bit. I was awake yesterday for quite a while because I watched the Path of Exile announcement stream. I'm an avid enjoyer of Path of Exile. and I very much enjoyed it, even though my planned League Starter build was destroyed. And just do something else. Okay. Nobody understands what I'm talking about if you don't understand. Don't know Path of Exile. I just had to talk. Okay. This edge looks fake as fuck again, so let's do this. These I'm not a huge fan of. I think I'm gonna go back a lot on those. If you like see, if you know where the seams are in your texture only by looking at the texture, you have to change something. So this should work a little better. This, you see there? That's not even a seam, I don't know what. It's weird. There's a seam. So just paint that. This is way too extreme of scratches, I don't like it. Just go a little bit here. Watch. Ah, this is the height of the rust, I think. Nah. Sometimes you cannot control it. Okay. Look at that. This looks immediately like it was a little bit of work, but it was like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes and it does not look generated anymore. That's our goal. Like the whole object was basically, the texture was generated, the edges, and now we just did a little bit to change this, like make it look a little bit more hand painted, and it looks 100% hand painted. Okay. Get rid of the rust. We have actually some pretty good references here. So I'm gonna just hand paint the rust where it is supposed to be. We can actually do it even darker, the rust. I think it will look cool. You can do it with generators, but like let's do the 70-30% again. Technique, rust. We want, what is the surface rust? Rust ground, rust drips, just rust dusty. This just looks like a triplanar projection. Rust ground does not really make sense. Let's try this one. I don't know how it looks on the model. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go with basically hand painting. So we add a fill. I think you don't need to do that anymore. You can just drag and drop textures in there. Go for maybe Dirt 4 again. I like Dirt 4. Let's try it. Change the balance to something like this. It's another cool technique I'm going to show you now. And then put in a fill layer, not a fill layer, paint layer, go into the paint selection thing and just fill everything with black. Should be, yeah, and then put this into multiply. Now you can paint in this one with a nice, like dirt splashes, for example. A brush, you can paint rust, but it's not like perfect everywhere. Like even if we do like a total black, a white dot here, it's not perfect. So it's generation over generation, the layer makes it look more random. So we have more rust around here. Yeah, I want to do this darker. Yes, like this. And maybe put the blackened dirt above the rust, I think. Yeah, let's try that. This is where rust is. Now I'm just looking at the reference and try to copy it as best as I can. There's some rust here on the blade. We have quite a bit of rust here. We have some in here. And these small areas. You can do this with a generator as well. With the custom normals and everything, but like I said, it's good training. Oh, there's a big part here where there's no rust at all. Just click a lot with your mouse. Maybe I'm not gonna go like 100%, but like this. The problem is the half. The half metalness, which looks really shitty. But I have an idea, but let's not do it yet. Okay, like this. We have actually more around here on top and down here is Rust City. Okay. This surprisingly little rust actually, because the hands clean it off quite a lot. Let's stay on the top side for now. The upper side just a little bit more. Then in here is like super rusty. insanely rusty. And again, around here, it's actually pretty rusty. Because there, I think, will be a lot of sweat from the fingers and everything. This should not, like... And then the inside of this is like rusted. Really, really rusted. Because of the sweat of the fingers. I reckon. I don't know if he paints through this right now. It looks like it. Yeah, shit. He likes to do this. But I think it's okay with this kind of stuff. Okay, the other side. Let's go for rust around here. This, like the cuts. And again, go back and forth between the black and white. There's this edge here, looks kind of weird, and then let's go to town in here, because like that's where all the stuff accumulates. Okay, look at this, beautiful. And where's my other? There. This is the other side. So this stays the same. Like, you could actually do the projection trick I did with the edges. You can do with rust as well. But I actually like painting rust. It's like relaxing. Think about how the object was used and where water or other kinds of fluids, in this case, accumulated. And trying to do like shapes that are as naturally as possible and don't look so hand painted. Always nice. If you have to, like with a brush, you sometimes have like a little bit of a overflow or bleed, which actually is quite beneficial for rust, because that's what happens with rust as well. Oh, I've got the other side as well. The handles are already done. And this had like really, really extreme rust, which it does not want to show because the texture underneath. But I think I have a solution for that as well. That's a custom paint. And this is paint mask, I think. Okay. Safe. Just because there's so much rust in the reference there. I want to make make sure. It translates. Okay. Cool. Is this rust already? Yeah. Looks good. Now we can try to show a little bit of the underneath rust and make that with levels. Like crank up the contrast of that. So, oh no, that's too much. Does this work? Just a little bit. Nah, I don't think so. That makes the other stuff so extreme as well. No, just stay like this. Oh, this is a kind of edge here, I think. Can go in as well. Okay. This looks a little bit too painted, in my opinion. Just go over it with a big brush. Pull it back a little bit. Okay. Oh, this thing is just rusted completely. Okay. Probably the side where it just like connects, which should be around here. It should be scratched and rusty. Okay. One last thing for honor, a little bit more than one, but there are some cool scratches here on this part, which is cool detail, so I want to do that as well, which we do in the hide channel. And let's put it in here and say hinge knob scratches. I'm so bad with naming stuff. Okay, go in there and just directional noise probably. I need to check this in Tokahoma Studio, I think. Not Tokahoma. Tomoko. I don't know why I have had such problems with that. Yeah, that's way too much. Like more like this. Yeah. Perfect. Now do the same thing like we did last time. So paint mask. And everything, paint everything black, and then go in here, go for the basic hard. There it is. What is the size thing again? That's the, I don't know. A little bit more, a little bit less. This, make it make it not as uniform. Perfect. Small little detail some people will pick up. And with some people I mean nobody. But that's what we do. That's what we do. Maybe we could do the directional noise on the blade. That could be cool. Let's try that. Directional noise scratches. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Not in the height. We want to put it into the mask of the height. That's okay. Control it way better then. Yeah, I think like for the scissors, for the blades, this looks really cool. So let's do the whole shenanigans again. This black paint mask. Change this to multiply, not divide, multiply. And just like paint in a few strokes of scratches on the blades, because like that's what happens, right? Underside. That's already it. It's all the stuff you can't see that accumulates into something that looks awesome. And that looks nearly photorealistic, right? Like these scissors. I think they're quite beautiful right now. So let's go for the blackened dirt. This is now a little bit too subdued in my opinion. Can do a little bit more like this. The rust can be a little bit lighter again, just a little bit. Yeah, like this. Okay. And now we will splatter some dried blood on it. Just like really, really dark red. Let's go for roughness of, and of course metalness 0. I think it should be a little bit more shinier than the rest. Okay, let's try it out. Black mask. And there is this is the dirt 3 or dots is very, very good for this kind of stuff. Like just a few strokes work wonders. change the size a little bit so you have like all the different kind of detail, like the micro splatter and all this gruesome stuff. Like they're not like supposed to be bloody, like a sword coming out of the chest cavity of something, but like they're supposed to look disgusting, so I think that will do it. Okay, it projected through again, but I think in this case again it's not really a big problem. Okay, let's go for the 2D window real quick. Oh, it's a single window, that's disgusting. Okay. Maybe base color, yeah. Oh, it just projected a little bit. You can see here. It's okay, it's okay. Like this, and maybe, is there some kind of splatter brush? Ein Bismarti brush. Spots spray. Oh, that's good. That's like for the a little bit more fresh stuff. And oops, I didn't create a paint layer. I hate that when that happens. Let's look here. That's disgusting. There is the leaks. Grunge we can use, I think. This one. Let's just project that. Projection brush, and which one did we have? This one, yeah. We can use this for some extra detail and not maybe so it should like look like dried blood, not fresh running down the blade kind of blood. Just some. Oh, I painted the same thing right above each other. Okay. There's some weird thing going on, so we need to add a levels to get rid of the, yeah, like this. I think that looks cool. Material and non-material was it's 3D only. Right? You don't want to get stabbed by that. Let's play with the roughness a little bit. And maybe put in a little bit of height. That's too much. Just like this. Like I know it's supposed to be dried blood, but I think if it's more shiny it looks cooler. No, actually not. Other way around. But I don't like the height. That's too much. Full on out is too much. Yeah, like this, it was cool. Alright, that's the scissors done. Now we need to create a cork texture, but I'm just gonna like find some. Yeah, so I can just create a paint layer real quick, and yeah, so that is not in the height texture. Oh, we wanted to do one last thing, and that is, should we do it now? Yeah. Create a layer above your height folder. That's why we wanted to split those up. Call it height pass. Set the height to pass through and the normal as well. And then right click, create anchor point. Now you can like, I think everything else can be deactivated, yeah. And now if we go into our iron forged old where the generators are, for example in the dirt, we can go into the mask builder and go here to micro height, go to anchor points and take the height pass. And in micro normals, go to anchor points, take the height pass, choose for the reference channel the normal, and here reference channel height. And if you now go to micro details here, activate this, you can see our height we did the changes of now influence this generator as well. So if we do the detail really extreme, the scratches should show up, like, or the intensity, I don't know which one. So my audio driver died on me, so the last part will be some after the fact commentary, but it's only 10 minutes. Yeah, I try desperately to make this a little bit more visible, but the effect already works. Like we can see, the generator put some dirt into the rough material on the handle we did in the height map. It's a really cool feature, which you should always do at the very end of your project, because it will tank your performance like crazy. Like yeah, there's some projection problems here with the blood drops we did. Just like paint those out. And then we do some, we look if we find some more of those projection errors, but it looks good. We do the same with the scratches layer, so just go into the generator, put the anchor points into your micro normal and micro height input, and then turn on the effect, and we already can see like the scratches are way more pronounced. The the edges, at the very beginning we distorted the edges. These will influence the scratch edge wear generator as well now. So it looks, like I said in the beginning, it looks like we spent hours like going over every edge in the high poly with millions of polygons, but we just had some normal beveled edges. We baked them down and then we distorted them. Yeah, looking again to see if we find any more things that just jump out. And then I think, yeah, we go on to the cork. I just search for cork and I am surprised that there is a cork material, so just like throw it on. Looks already good. Always check in the technical parameters of the materials inside of Substance Painter. Always check if the right graphics pipeline is selected and if the height range is exaggerated. Like graphics pipeline, I mean like DirectX or the other one, OpenGL. Yeah, but I like it. I like the scale. I just leave it like this. We will do a quick dirt texture. We will make it a little bit darker, a little bit less saturated, because it's a horror game and it should not be like very saturated. Look kind of gruesome. And the hole. We will do the hole where the scissors are rested in. We will do this as well. I think we're gonna start with that one. Let's see here. No, we will start with the dirt texture. So just put in like a dark brown with high roughness. Put in my favorite texture, the grunge dirt dry. I think I made a joke that I want this as a t-shirt, so only 3D artists can recognize it. Yeah, always use the triplanar projection so you don't have the ugly seams. And then I change a little bit the contrast, the balance, and we got a dirty cork. Next up we do what I always call a void material, which is just color black, roughness 100%. This is an awesome showcase how much the performance like goes down if you do the height pass thing. So always be wary that you do it at the end. Like there was like a big lag because we added a new material and it was after the height pass, and I don't know. It's weird. So yeah, we just do this void material and then black mask and paint in where the hole in the cork is, so it looks deeper. Just again, you can do it with a tablet if you have one, but just stroke opacity relatively low and then click a lot. It gets smooth. It's smooth enough. First, I always like to overdo the effect a little bit and then just turn down the color, the opacity, and looks like it's way deeper. Now I'm thinking about calling it a day, but then I remember there should be some blood on the edges of the hole, because it like gets scraped off if you put the scissors back when they're full of blood, and it really like adds a really cool layer on top of the existing one, I think. Always try to think about the story of your object. Just like a few mouse clicks and it's like a whole different object. It's awesome. And I really like how the roughness variation is there. Like I said before, I think the roughness variation is where it's at for photorealistic kind of graphics. Some blood splatters again with the splatter dots. Some bigger ones. And I think now we are finished with this one. I already said goodbye and everything here, but I have another video after this one, like a short clip where I show the export into Blender, back into Blender. It's very easy, but yeah, so you can see it in its full glory. But thanks for watching. If you learned something, I would be happy about reading some comments. And otherwise, have a great day or night or anything. I know this was a long video, so if you binged it, it's probably night now. Okay. Hi, so a quick outro. I wanted to show how we get this texture back into Blender. It works the same in Unreal Engine as well. I don't have it installed right now. So we're just gonna do Blender. Just go to Export Textures and choose as the output template, you choose Unreal Engine 4. So he already does everything you wanted to do. Unreal Engine 4. Right, puts like packs the metallic roughness occlusion map. It just works. Do this, export. He always tries to export an emission texture. We don't have an emission texture, so he has like a small arrow here down, but it's okay. We go back to Blender. If you use a DirectX normal map in Blender, you need to invert the green channel. You do this by using like the color converter, separate color, and then a combine color. Connect the red to the red, the blue to the blue, and the green to an invert color, and then back to the green. Then go into the normal map like usual. And you have to split up the roughness metallic map into occlusion, which Blender doesn't have. Then this is roughness, and this is metallic. Sometimes, like in Unreal not, but like for other programs you have to invert the roughness because it's a smoothness. Like it's like exactly the opposite. Smoothness and roughness, I don't know why there are two things, but they are. Then just go base color, occlusion roughness, change it to non-color data because he does not remember that, and normal. That would be the best feature ever. Okay, now we look for our scissors. They're somewhere here, and check them in the Eevee renderer. Look awesome. We don't do that. Maybe a little bit more dramatic lighting. Where they're lying flat on the ground, so look kind of weird. Yeah. Beautiful. That's how we do it. There's some weird normals here. Is there not a sharp edge? No, there is not a sharp edge. I don't know why. I hope it didn't bake. Like, this is not sharp? Or this one? I think it looks okay, actually. I think it's the weird Eevee renderer situation.